Welcome to Bonnie's Beat. I'm your host, Bonnie Squires. We're coming to you from Radnor Studio 21 in beautiful downtown Wayne. We like to focus on people who are doing important things in the community, whether it's arts and culture, academia, politics, charity. And today, we have an old friend who's always doing good deeds, Alan Jaffe, who runs a communications shop at the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, which is a mouthful, but PHS also hosts the Philadelphia Flower Show. Alan, and 250,000 of your closest friends will be attending, right?
Yes, they do. They're all very close friends. I've met all of them, friends and family. Yeah, we get 250,000 people on average every year to the show. It is incredible. We draw people from throughout the Philadelphia region,
They
but
come
also
from across the world.
from all over the world. We get lots of people now from Canada who are coming down, but many Europeans. British people love gardens. We get guests from Great Britain, but from Asia and
Japan,
many of our exhibitors.
Japan sends several television crews because I always see them at the members preview, and they come from France. They come from everywhere.
There's lots of interest in the Philadelphia show. It's really one of the premier shows around the world.
Well, it's the largest indoor show, isn't it?
It is the largest indoor show. It is the premier show in the U.S. now. There are some larger shows in Singapore, and of course the Chelsea shows that the RHF, the Royal Horticultural Society,
but that's outside,
puts on.
Isn't it?
But they're indoor and outdoor, yes.
Yeah.
So they do it in the weather when it's a little bit warmer. People can roam around outside. They can spread out more. We put everything inside the convention center. We cover about 33 acres altogether, so it is a huge show. We have the 10 acres of the exhibition halls, but then there's all these satellite activities that go on too that we'll talk about. Lots of new things coming this year too.
Well, this year's theme, it's very exciting. Look at this gorgeous poster. I have to wait for Julia to get back to the control room so we can look at this fabulous poster. Look at this. Holland, flowering the world. It's going to be colorful, gorgeous, beautiful, and not just tulips. It's going to be all kinds of flowers.
Correct. Everybody knows Holland. When you think of Holland, you think of the flower fields, the long, beautiful blocks of color, mostly tulips that you see stretching out into the horizon. But they've been cultivating all kinds of bulbs for many years. Floral bulbs, food bulbs, foods. They are very innovative people. They've created some of the most fantastic colors now in the flowers, and you'll be introduced to a lot of new varieties at the show. It's going to be very exciting to see all the different things that are being produced in the Netherlands now, and they'll be throughout the flower show this year.
Well, we have to give credit to the amazing volunteers. Leslie Ann Miller, who's a mainliner, is chairing the entire flower show. She's got a lot of spare time. I mean, she just became the chairman of the board of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Mm-hmm. Her husband, Richard Worley, is the president of the Philadelphia Orchestra organization. So she doesn't have enough hands or enough feet for all the amazing activities, and she's an attorney.
Yeah. She's not only a terrific leader at PHS and with the flower show, but we walk through the horticourt and you'll see her setting up her plants. She's a very avid gardener and competitor at the flower show too, and I'm sure many ribbons in her on her wall from all the things that she's done.
Oh, the horticourt, which was endowed by Dodo Hamilton, who for decades walked off with all the blue ribbons.
Not all, but she captured quite a few, over 1,000 in her time.
But she has, I don't know, she probably has 100 gardeners on her estate.
She has a large staff.
That assist her. Yeah. But her plants were remarkable. Mm-hmm. But a few years ago, she decided to give up the competition so that other people could win some prizes.
I think that was fair of her, and I think some of the people who exhibit appreciated that. She still does exhibit some of her plants from time to time at the show, so we love that. She's still a very big supporter of PHS and the flower show.
And she doesn't miss the preview gala every year. She's always there.
A wonderful supporter of PHS.
She's always there.
She's a very passionate gardener.
So let's talk about the preview gala. because that's a special, special, special event.
It is.
That's when all the VIPs and the patrons and sponsors come in black tie and gorgeous ball gowns, and they come to the convention center for a preview of the whole flower show.
Yeah, they're among the first people to see the show. I mean, except for some of us who were there during the setup. The preview party is the opportunity to come and really see things just as they're just getting finished. You're walking around on the show floor with your cocktail in hand, delicious hors d'oeuvres, and you can get up close and personal with any of the exhibits. It's a fantastic, very exclusive way to see the flower show. It's a very exciting evening. We present the Best in Show awards that night, so the exhibitors who have been working for the past year on their exhibits, when we honor all of them, and we choose the
And
very,
they get their
very
gorgeous
best.
silver trophies.
We give away the awards and trophies that night. It's a really lovely event, and it's also the major fundraising event during the flower show for PHS. So it's very important for people to remember that when they're purchasing a ticket or making a donation at the party, they are supporting amazing work. We have this huge community of people from all different kinds of backgrounds who have a strong passion for gardening, but also for changing their world using horticulture. So that they help us plant trees, they help us create community gardens, transform neighborhoods, the pop-up gardens, and all of these things have enormous lasting impacts. We bring healthy food to families that need it most in the Philadelphia area. We change landscapes to make them safer. We make communities stronger, and we beautify those very important civic spaces that everybody knows when they come to Philadelphia. Logan Square, around the Swan Memorial Garden, and the Azalea Garden.
When you drive into Center City,
yes,
the flowers in the spring are spectacular around the fountain.
Yes. So all those people that come to the preview party are having a major impact on all of these important programs of PHS and changing a lot of people's lives, improving and really changing the landscape of Philadelphia.
You also run contests in the course of the year because at one point in time I was a consultant for a senior citizen assisted living apartment building in Center City, and they had a rooftop garden.
Yeah, this is the Gardening and Greening Contest, very, very popular. Last year, we had several hundred entries.
Several hundred?
Yes.
And
it's not just Philadelphia.
Are all volunteers.
All volunteers.
Which is amazing.
People from throughout the region who come in to judge the gardens. But we get people from throughout Philadelphia, and there's many different categories. So you can have a children's garden, you can have a community garden, you can have your backyard garden, or your front windowsills, or your block garden, and you can become part of this larger PHS community. It's a way of bringing people interested in gardening to come together, to learn from each other. We have receptions, for those winning gardens. You can put a sign out if you're one of the winners and hang it up. It's your bragging rights that you've got one of the most beautiful gardens in the region.
Do you garden when you're not working at the PHS office?
I do some gardening. I've become much more of a horticulturist since I joined the organization.
How long have you been there?
This is going to be my 10th flower show. I'm a little over 9 years now.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm in a row house in the city. My wife plants the window boxes, the container gardens. We've got a beautiful shade garden in the back. We've got lots of trees around us, but you learn to make do. Anybody can be a gardener if you have the interest. You have a little bit of passion for
and a little
for
bit of
creating
dirt.
it. You need some soil. We don't call it dirt.
Excusez-moi.
Make sure
soil.
you have the right soil so you prepare your garden well. Those are some of the secrets to having a good garden. It's just learning how to prepare, learning how to tend it right, choosing the right plants. And you can learn all about all of this at the flower show, which is a fantastic learning experience.
That's right, because they have classes all day, every day. And I love to watch the professional florists. You give them like 5 minutes with different containers and a bunch of cut flowers, and they got 5 minutes to make a spectacular looking arrangement in a
You're
vase.
talking about the designer studio,
Yes.
which is sort of our version of reality TV. It's sort of like the Iron Chef. So yeah, you get a few excellent designers. Most of them are people that are exhibiting at the show, the professional professional floral designers. They all get the same materials, and then they're given about 15-20 minutes to create a beautiful arrangement, and the audience watches them do it. They talk about how they're doing it. We have an MC who asks them questions. The audience can ask questions, and then the audience gets to vote on the winner. So it's very interactive, very exciting. It becomes very raucous around the designer studio. This year, the designer studio is moving from the main show floor to the grand hall. That big open space in the convention center.
Where Subaru always has a car on display.
There are several cars around.
Because
Subaru is our premier sponsor of the flower show. Yes, Bank of America is our exclusive sponsor.
They've been involved for many years, each of those organizations.
Yes, they're fantastic supporters for PHS and for the show.
How much does it cost to put on the flower show with umpteen gazillion people?
It's millions of dollars to put it on. We net about $1 million that we raise that goes into providing the support for the programs that we do year round, the things that we've been talking about, the City Harvest program, the Plant 1 Million campaign, the land care program that transforms vacant lots into green spaces. So yes, the support is very, very important to us. It's very good. The sponsors have been fantastic, very generous to us.
The mayor must love the flower show, and he always comes, whoever the mayor is, always comes when you give the awards on the Friday night before the show opens officially for the preview gala. I keep calling it the preview gala.
The preview parties
now
is our official name.
Now,
yes.
now it's officially the preview
And I should
party.
mention it's black tie optional this year. So it's a Friday night. Not everybody can get their tux on in time, or get home and get their gown. If they want to, they can come in a little bit less formal than in previous years.
You have to sparkle.
You want to sparkle.
Yes,
yeah.
you
And
do
a lot of people
sparkle.
are still going to be there in their black ties and their gowns.
I'm sure most of them will be, but. The mayor loves to be part of awarding the prizes to the best in show. And I remember a few years ago, Jamie, what was her last name?
Jamie Rothstein.
Jamie Rothstein recreated the Hall of Mirrors from Versailles with flowers and shrubbery. It was the most spectacular display before or after. And she had her own wedding that Saturday night in the Hall of Mirrors.
I think that was the first time anybody had ever been married actually at the flower show. Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody's got their memories of some spectacular exhibit over the years. I mean, there's really been some fantastic creative work.
Oh, the Paris one where you had the Eiffel Tower going through the middle, the center of the convention hall. Oh my God!
So this year, you're talking about the Eiffel Tower in the center. This year, when we're talking about Holland, we're talking about the beauty of the tulips, but this show is also very much about the innovation that happens in Holland. The Dutch designers are on the cutting edge. They're very forward-thinking about sustainable gardening. There's something called the Dutch wave movement, where they are creating what is referred to as controlled chaos. You go and you look at one of these landscapes or gardens, and it looks like a very, very wild. So lots of grasses and beautiful mixes of flowers and perennials and interesting uses of trees. And it looks like it grew on its own, but it's very, very well planned. It's done in a very sustainable way, so you're not using as much water, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're really fantastic gardens. There's some of them blend a little bit of formal gardening. It's the Dutch wave movement. It's what it's referred to. The Dutch wave. So we've got several guest designers coming this year from Holland. Nico Wissing, who is the designer of the Dutch Eco Dome. And this is something, it's a geodesic dome that has been used in different parts. It's traveled around Europe. It's been in place in Amsterdam. It is being
Julia,
shipped.
do you think you can get this? I don't know if people can see this, but the Eco Dome.
The Eco Dome is a geodesic dome. It's going to be about 36 feet high, 70 feet wide.
Gigantic.
It's being deconstructed shipped literally by ship from Holland to Philadelphia. It'll be reconstructed in the center of the flower show floor. And then a variety of different Dutch companies will have exhibits inside it that will look at very sustainable techniques and new techniques for gardening and horticulture, for the propagation of food and other plants. It'll be about irrigation and fertilization, and many horticultural sciences will be explored and focused on.
And sustainability is very big.
It's all about the sustainability. It's all about doing it in a way that is not costly, does not use a lot of energy, and is friendly to the environment.
Where can people pick up copies of the brochure, buy their tickets for the flower show?
In lots of different places. I always direct people to theflowershow.com. You can buy tickets in advance. You'll save a few dollars. But we have many retail stores that are selling the tickets this year. You can find the full list of all the retailers. Acme, many other stores are carrying the flower show tickets. Easy to find them. Go to theflowershow.com. You'll find lots of information.
Theflowershow.com.
Yes.
215-988-8800. Is that your direct line?
It's not my direct line. You won't necessarily get to me. I'll do my best to answer all questions that come in, though.
And 250,000 people, a lot of different groups go together, to the flower show.
Sure.
But if you go like at dinner time, it's not so overwhelming, the crowds.
Yeah,
or you've got special morning tours, is that right?
I'm glad you said that. There's things, yes. So early morning tour is a wonderful way to see the show. It's about $105 per ticket, so you're spending a little bit more, but you'll be walking around with 10, maybe 12 people, and a guide who will take you all around the show floor. It's before the show opens, and you see it very, very close up. You learn a lot more. You get a sense of the behind the scenes at the show. Wonderful way to experience it. If you want to come also when there aren't a lot of crowds, but you're buying a regular flower show ticket, we advise people after 3 p.m. or in the evening. Wonderful things are happening in some of the evenings. One of the new events we're introducing this year is called Flowers After Hours, and it's going to be on opening day.
Flowers After Hours.
So opening day, Saturday the 11th. Come at 9 o'clock. You'll pay a little bit more to get inside. I think it's a $40, $50 ticket, and we're going to have a 90s theme party.
That's 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yep. So there'll be live music, there'll be a DJ spinning records,
Fantastic.
There'll be a dance floor, another wonderful way to experience the flower show, unlike any other way you've seen it before.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Flowers After Hours.
Flowers After Hours, yeah.
And there are all kinds of things for kids as well.
There are always wonderful kids' activities. There's something called Butterflies Live. I think this is the 3rd year that they've been here, maybe the 4th. And you walk into this giant room that's built like a butterfly habitat, and you have 1,000 butterflies fluttering all around you. They'll land on your arm if you like. You can feed them if you want to.
I forget what the
Q-tips with nectar.
Special breed of butterflies. What are they called?
There are 20 different species that are going to be there.
Okay.
So there's monarchs. There's some of the
the
domestic
monarchs.
varieties that you normally see, but there's another 10 different exotic species that you have not seen in this region before.
They're gorgeous. The colors are
beautiful
amazing.
Blues and greens. They're really fantastic. They're very, very friendly. They're very gentle.
And the kids love it because they stand like this and they're covered with butterflies.
Yeah, so it's a wonderful way for children to appreciate the show. We have a teddy bear tea for the kids at the end of the week on Sunday, the final day of the show. We encourage kids to bring their families and their stuffed animals and have a little elegant tea. There's wonderful things all week long for children. The flower show is a great experience for kids. It really gets them interested in what flowers and the natural environment is about.
And food. We're not talking about the patrons' preview party.
Yeah.
We're talking about on the show floor and in the main hall, the different kinds of foods that are going to be.
I have not seen the full menu yet from Aramark, but they do a wonderful job at creating now themed restaurants and themed dishes. I think you'll find a lot of delicious fish dishes that are native to Holland, and something called Stroopwafels. So this is it's sort of a little cookie that has different kinds of toppings on it. Absolutely delicious. Not too sweet, not too crunchy, a little bit soft. It's like a lovely little cookie pastry. So
And everything will have a
you'll find
windmill
them.
on it, right?
And we'll see a lot of windmills. See a lot of windmills, absolutely. So something else new that's going to be in the show this year. Well, a couple of new things. One is there's going to be a world market in the back in the Grand Hall, where there'll be a Dutch village where you'll be able to find some of the Dutch specialties, some of the cuisine, but also flowers and other products.
Oh,
from
everybody
the
walks
Netherlands.
out with a bouquet of something that they bought. It's just, and the aromas are incredible.
Yeah. So the world market will be back there selling lots of flowers and other products. We're also going to have something called
And anything that to decorate your garden with.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all kinds of sculpture and all kinds of helpful items to use to help you grow your plants.
Any accessories you need for the garden,
Yeah.
any tools that you need, all kinds of the newest products for
Bulbs.
gardens, and lots of home decor items as well. So you can decorate your house, you can decorate your garden, and create gorgeous gardens from the marketplace.
Your Ellen Wheeler at the preview party tasting event was wearing, it looked like a Delft pin, the navy and white, china.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, it was probably plastic, but it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Are they going to be selling those?
I'm not sure if they are or not, but you'll find lots of things.
Well, there's always
lots of things for
PHS
the
has
home,
a store
for
in
clothing.
the middle.
Yep.
You can get T-shirts, and I always buy a mug with this year's theme. This is gorgeous. If that's going to be on the mug.
I'm sure that this will be appearing on the mug and on some of the T-shirts. There's all kinds of
Aprons,
wonderful designs. All the
everything.
flower show souvenirs are wonderful, and
And
lots
jewelry.
of items that are inspired. Yes, inspired by Dutch design. Yeah.
What's your favorite flower? Are you allowed to say?
Oh, I have lots of favorite flowers. I've always loved roses. I love the scent of roses, and there are actually tulips that they've developed that have so many different petals in them. That's sort of like double blooming tulips. They look almost like roses. So I've always loved tulips. I always love those first flowers of spring. So when I first see the crocuses coming up,
Oh, yes.
the wonderful bright colors that you see in starting in April and May. Those are probably my favorite. All those early spring blooms.
There was a house
Excuse me.
in Marion years ago. You went down Bowman Avenue, and you came around a circle, sort of, and the guy had the word spring spelled out with crocuses
Great
in the middle
idea.
of his lawn.
Great idea.
It was wonderful. He must have moved away because I don't see it anymore. But what a great idea to plant flowers in a pattern so that it spells a word.
Right. Yeah, it's a wonderful idea. Maybe something that he was inspired by from coming to the flower show.
Probably.
Lots of creative ideas. And you
Probably.
you come to the flower show, you come up with all kinds of new ideas. Besides all the products, you learn a lot, and you come away with inspirations from seeing the exhibits. And I wanted to say, when you come to the flower show, we've been talking about some of the different things that you're going to find. So you're going to walk around a lot. It's a little bit tiring. It's a big show. It's huge. So this year we're going to have a garden spa. So you're going to have a chance to go and get refreshed and be pampered. There'll be opportunities for massage, different levels, whether you just want your shoulders massaged or you just want a quick foot massage, but also a chance to make little scented potpourri, so that aromatherapy idea that makes you feel relaxed and at ease. Create potpourri and sip a little champagne or wine. A beautiful experience. It's a little bit extra ticket, when you're at the show, but a wonderful way. After you're walking around for an hour or two, you want to take a break and then go back to the show. A beautiful, refreshing pause.
When you walk in the main entrance for the flower show, there's always the most sensational display that welcomes you. Mm-hmm. Can you give us an advance?
I can.
About
I can.
this year's?
Yeah, this year's entrance garden is going to be very exciting. It'll be sort of a traditional view of what you would expect when you come on a jet and you're landing in Holland and you see the flower fields. So you're going to see beautiful swaths of tulips and other bulbs all mixed in together. Some of them, ranging from oranges and reds to pinks and blues and violets. And then there'll be the bridges that you see over the canals in Amsterdam. We'll have a couple of the canals running through the central garden. There will also be a couple of windmills in the back. And the most interesting thing, what we think will be really the showstopper, and it's sort of inspired by those flower fields where you look at the rows of tulips and they seem to go off into the horizon as if they're going right up into the sky. The designers are creating a floral canopy. There'll be a structure over the entrance garden, and there will be 5,000 flowers hanging down from the structure. So you'll look up, and you'll have flowers above you. We'll have 30,000 tulips and other flowers below you, rising from the gardens. You'll feel totally immersed in beautiful color, beautiful flowers this year.
I'm sure that Matt Rader, who is currently the CEO,
The president,
the president, CEO, the boss,
the big guy,
the big guy, that he will build upon what his predecessor did in bringing audiovisual techniques to the show, because there were a lot of television screens for a couple of years.
Yeah, and you'll still see that when you walk through the horticourt, where you'll see people talking about how to become part of the flower show, teaching you about what it is to to bring a few plants in, how to be part of the horticourt. We'll continue to use those kinds of interactive exhibits in the show. So yes, we'll definitely. We're in the 21st century now. Right. We're not turning around. The flower show, is part of the current world of communications and information sharing.
And there will be thousands,
many great tools.
Thousands of selfies and thousands of cameras.
Wonderful
and
places.
Thousands of video cameras, but wherever you look, it's worth taking a picture of. Yeah. It's just gorgeous. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the major exhibits, because firms like Stony Bank, I mean, there are some florists and designers that year after year after year put in the most amazing, huge exhibits with sculpture, and I'm sure a lot of them will have windmills this year, and they'll have water wheels. And
you'll see a lot of that. You'll see a lot of
landscapes
inspired by them.
I started the first Temple University exhibit many years ago, and they do it every year. But the universities, the high schools, and the garden clubs do a beautiful job with major exhibits. And I think my best friend's niece, Karen Carden, who runs a horticulture program at Lincoln High School, she may be doing something on the Anne Frank House. I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet.
It's a wonderful idea, yeah. The exhibitors embrace the themes in many different ways.
Right.
So there are those who do historical chapters out of the history of the country that were inspired by, and others will look at the art of the Netherlands. Some of the greatest artists in the world that everybody knows, from Rembrandt to Van Gogh to Mondrian, all came from Holland. So art will inspire a lot of it. We've got an exhibitor, Bill Schaefer, one of the floral designers, who's a veteran of the flower show. You know that we've got a huge bike culture here in the Philadelphia region. Lots of people love their bicycles. The streets, many of the streets in Philadelphia have been, they've created bike lanes. We know the importance of for environmental reason.
Has
the Indigo bikes. It's even bigger, of course, in Holland. And so Bill Schaefer is going to do an exhibit dedicated to that bike culture of Amsterdam.
Oh, interesting.
He's had bikes donated to him from a couple of different organizations that will be used in sculptural ways, and you'll see flowers intertwined with the bicycles. It should be a fascinating exhibit. One of the most creative designers that we have. Stony Bank will be back, and Michael Petrie. These are people that have been doing amazing exhibits.
He does incredible work.
Yes,
Michael.
very very artistic exhibits, very creative interpretations of the Dutch landscape and what we've been talking about, the eco design
and like the Camden Boys and Girls Club. There are all kinds of organizations. Yeah. I love the dried flower exhibits. One of my favorite teachers at Ardmore Junior High School, Henrietta Dubler, she and her sister. I don't know how you would have the patience to make something that looks like an oil painting out of dried flowers. I have no idea how many hundreds of hours that takes, but that's a gorgeous display also.
Yeah,
and
wonderful.
The miniature rooms, every year I think, ooh, if I only could get my act together and create one of these, but I've never done it.
Yeah, they're fascinating though. Yeah, they're amazing, and they're among the most popular exhibits in what we call the artistic classes.
Absolutely.
There's always many people lined up to see those miniatures where they create scenes of gardens and houses and landscapes.
And they have to go according to a theme.
Yep.
Who picks the themes?
Well, they're developed by the folks at PHS, by the folks in the competitive classes committees. They get together and a group of them come up with themes that are appropriate to whatever the general theme of the flower show is, and they always do a wonderful job.
Well, we hope to see everybody at the flower show. Hope you're going to be among the 250,000. PhiladelphiaFlowerShow.com.
Theflowershow.com. Get all the information you need.
Theflowershow.com.
Buy your tickets
Thank you,
now.
Alan Jaffe.
Thanks, Bonnie.
For doing your usual superb job. And we'll see everybody next week.
Fantastic.